Do you sell on Amazon? And do you know that Amazon might owe you some money? Well, listen to this conversation with Yoni Mazor from GETIDA, and this is the service which helps Amazon sellers to get money back from Amazon. In this conversation, you will learn how their company works and how it can be helpful for you. And actually, you will see a dashboard which you can use totally for free to do the first evaluation. And if you want to try GETIDA, check the links below and check the coupon code ORANGEKLIK, because with this code you can get first $400 for free as a reimbursement service from GETIDA. And before you continue with this video, please subscribe to YouTube channel of ORANGEKLIK, click the notification bell, because here we talk to different Amazon industry experts, leaders, services, and software creators. Hello, Yoni. It's nice to have you here. Could you please tell us where are you coming from and what do you do and how do you help Amazon sellers?
Oh, wow. I'm actually based right now in New Jersey. You can actually say New York. I can almost see New York from where I am right now, New York City. How do I help Amazon sellers? Basically, I co-founded a company called GETIDA. We're a technology company. We have a bunch of popular services, but our claim to fame, or the service that we're the most it's most popular in our company, is helping Amazon sellers audit their account for logistical and financial discrepancies and help them to get reimbursements if we do find issues. You want me to continue, or you have something to add on before I dive into the craziness?
No, first I wanted to really say that you have an amazing name for the company, because a lot of people name their companies AMZ or Seller or Prime or whatever, and you found like really, I don't know if you bought this domain yourself, it was unused, or you had to buy from someone else, this 6-letter domain. How was it?
A little story about the name. So GETIDA, you can say GETIDA, you can say GETIDA, it doesn't really matter. It's an acronym. It stands for Get IDA, which internally means Get Intelligent Data Analytics. So at the early beginning, we just called it IDA, Intelligent Data Analytics, because we felt, we're taking all this data, we're analyzing it, we're trying to create some sort of a value with that data and help other people. And IDA.com wasn't available. And I think there was somebody in Hong Kong, we offered them a lot of money. They just didn't want to sell. I'm not sure why. So we said, instead of IDA, let's just do Get IDA. And we looked, boom, and it was available online, and we got it. And since then, we kind of had internally a change over the years. Instead of IDA, just GETIDA or GETIDA. So that's the story behind there, which it's a little bit of a lesson. It's, things that you see, there's more meaning behind it. And on a high level, that's kind of what we do with GETIDA. We see all this data and we dig into it, and behind it, we see more things. So I guess the name in a way reflects what the service and the whole purpose of this company is about.
So yeah, your company is amazing. I just have, I heard one of my friends, Amazon seller, he used different other services, and he even used their own scripts to connect to API of Amazon and get out this money which is lost in Amazon jungle. And he connected to your service, and he got within a few days almost $1,000, and still in process of reimbursing more. So he's like, oh, I don't care, GETIDA can take its commission, but it's free money for me. So let's talk, how did you manage to create this kind of, even Amazon seller who is he has experience of 5 years selling on Amazon and has some custom scripts, couldn't get out this money? Why you are so special?
Okay, so I'm gonna, before I touch the backwards, I'll touch the present. The story of friend is exactly what we're experiencing all the time. We encourage the sellers to do as much as they can on their own to get the maximum they can get from with the reimbursements, and then we can come in and whatever they didn't get, we can help them get it. It's just money that wasn't there before, or reimbursements that were not there before, and that's how our model is based on. Our model is based on what we call PPR, pay per reimbursement. You don't pay anything up front, no subscription, no retainer, no contract. You can leave at any time. The philosophy is very simple. We want to get you and give you something that wasn't there before and share it with you. If we're successful, we get paid. If we're not successful, we wasted our time. So I'm happy that it worked out with your friend, and that kind of gives a taste of our philosophy and how we're able to work with so many sellers and so many levels, because we're very customizable also. You can come to us and tell us, I actually take care of these kind of issues, which I'm feeling very good about. You can take care of everything else. Okay, because the thing is, so to start, the answer is we know about so many types of issues that most sellers don't even think about, because they know maybe a few types of issues, and there's a famous saying, you don't know what you don't know, but our duty is to know. Okay, because what happens many times is that we have a lot of clients and we're very passionate about this whole thing. So whenever a client comes to us and tells us, yo, Getida, check this out, look what happened to me, we're like, please share. So they do. We help them, with the challenge to solve it. And if we're successful in solving it, we take that problem and now we say, let's check this problem with all of our sellers, because the first time we ever see this kind of problem, and then boom, 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 we're able to get out more value. So there's an element of a compounding effect of just diving and living intimately with all the data. There's a level of intimacy with the data that we're very, very comfortable about, and we can clearly see clear deficits and minuses that need to be addressed. It's not like somebody, if you use a tool or somebody just gives you data, you don't know what's behind it, so you try it out with Amazon. For us, we actually find the issue. We understand the Amazon lingo and the things that are going on. We help Amazon understand what the issue is so they can provide a reimbursement. That's on a deeper level. So that's what we kind of we are right now at the status. But the story of GETIDA starts from my personal experience as an Amazon seller. In my background, I used to, to sell on Amazon, and I was in charge of a department that sold about $20 million a year on Amazon, and we were part of a larger group that altogether we were selling about $100 million yearly on Amazon. So when I started selling on Amazon almost a decade ago, we started at zero, and quickly it turned from 0 to 20 million, and then around 100 million. And all along these milestones and step lines, we had to have or develop the ability to keep track and monitoring all the transactions, the FBA transactions. We had to, because it's actually, I remember even the first shipment that we ever did to FBA, this around 2013, I believe. We started Amazon because when we started selling on Amazon. Let me take even before that. We started selling on eBay back in the day. Whatever we could get our hands on, we used to sell it. But when we started selling on Amazon, we realized there's two options. FBM, fulfilled by merchant, or fulfilled by Amazon. We start with the first option. Just we had our own little garage, and we used to say, ship stuff from there. But the moment we wanted to use FBA, I remember we invested like $10,000 in products, and that's a lot of money for us back then. And I remember, we said, what if something gets lost, damaged, destroyed? Who's in charge there? Who is this Amazon? Amazon was just up and coming. eBay was really kind of the monster back in the day. So I remember calling Amazon, even before we shipped the units. What's your policy? Show me where it's written. I want to see it in writing. Where is it? All these elements, even before we started using FBA. Today, people just jump on FBA, they take it all for granted. But for us, it wasn't the case at all. From the first day, who are you? What are you? Show me all this in writing. How does this all work? And then we shipped those units in, and lo and behold, units were missing. They got all the information, all the inventory, and they lost a few units. So we had to open a case and tell them, hey, what's going on? So they investigated, and then we saw that they really can't find it, but they were very true to their word, and they gave us a reimbursement. So from the very first touch base of Amazon, we realized we have to have the element of checking on everything. So that was the early beginning, and as years progressed, and the value increased and scaled up, we had to we're always taking care of tracking and monitoring all the types of discrepancies, but it was so much data, it was really hard to just use Excel or whatever, so we had to develop a technology. So that's the first thing we developed, a good technology that can run an algorithm on all the data and fish out all the problems. That's the first function. But the second function is whenever you find the issue, have a dedicated team that can actually deal with the cases with Amazon. Because finding the issue is part of the problem. Presenting it to Amazon is just the beginning of another challenge. Amazon might ask you for more information, more questions, more documentation, whatever it is. So some cases are easy. You open a case and, they answer within a few hours, a few days, all smooth. But other cases, they might say, I need this, I need that. And it could take a few weeks, sometimes even a few months. And in some rare cases, we see that even more than a year. We're dealing with very complex cases and issues that, take a lot of handling, every week or every few days. You need more information, more updating, more requests. And then over a year, boom, we were able to get a resolution, and they either get a reimbursement or some sort of a resolution that was positive for us or for the sellers. So that's kind of the backstory behind the creation of GETIDA. We created the whole solution for our internal needs. But what happened was, once we were able to establish the technology and the team, we kind of told our friends from the industry that we built this kind of capacity or capability. And they told us, help us out. We'll become your clients. We need help also. So that there were the first early adapters and early clients, and that kind of progressed for about, I will say, 2+ years. It's kind of growing organically, from friends to friends from the industry. And then, it was growing so nicely organically. Myself and my partner, who is the CEO, Max, I'm the COO, and we're both the co-founders. We were in a junction where we said, we have these two businesses. One of them is retail. It's actually doing pretty well also. But this software and technology and services is GETIDA. It's just growing and growing and growing. And these two businesses, we're pushing them. But if we choose just one of them, we probably can explode even higher. So we said, retail, we kind of exploded. We reached some sort of a plateau or peak, and where nobody can really take away what we know how to do in retail. We can always go back to that if we ever need to. But this GETIDA thing is so fresh and it's so wide. I know how far can we take this? So we made a decision to cash out of retail and just focus on GETIDA. And once we did, it just the growth was just explosive. It was just growing and growing and growing. And what was interesting for me is a few elements. First of all, almost overnight, all of my competition became my friends. Right? Because now I'm able to help them. I don't sell on Amazon anymore, and I can share with them obviously how we get all these reimbursements. So they get money. That's easy to understand. But beyond that, beyond the money and the reimbursements, was our ability to do consulting. We do a lot of free consulting. So if you become a GETIDA client, if you ever get challenged with suspensions, logistics, finance, whatever it is, you reach out to us. If we can help you and advise you and direct you, we'll do it. But if we cannot direct you where to go, we'll direct you where to go with trusted people or partners from the industry that can, they're bona fide and they can help you get your resolution. So we act as a community, and there's kind of a culture built behind GETIDA and what we do. And that feels wonderful. It's I have so many friends right now. Overnight, enemies become friends, and we're able to really help a lot. And it's been rewarding and satisfying. And I was able to kind of change my position. I believe similar to what you had when you were doing coding or programming. You felt like things are behind the scene, and you have your skill, you have your talent, but there's nothing forward facing. With GETIDA, we had to step forward and say, we had to, at least myself on a personal level, I had to put myself out there. And the reason is because here it goes. The world of Amazon sellers, as I see it or recognize it, it's kind of split in the middle into half. Half of the sellers are not even aware that there's an issue with FBA, that they're eligible to get a reimbursement. Zero awareness. So every time we sponsor an event and they hear the message, they were like, boom, wow, all this is available. So there's a eureka moment where it's like an epiphany. It's like the light turns on, right? And then there becomes a positive shock effect where like all this money comes back. And the second part of the other half of 50% are like sellers that are savvy. They know that these reimbursements they're available to them, and they have something going on. Either they do something in house, or they even built like a little script like your friend, or maybe they're using another service, which is all good. But then we come and tell them, listen, all that is good. We encourage you to do that and do the maximum you can do. But then we can come and actually get you even more. Why? Because the intimacy that we have. If I always compare it to like drilling for oil. If you want to drill for oil and you're a seller, yeah, your drill can go maybe 10 meters. So you'll suck something out and you're done. But our drill go down like a kilometer. So we have all these layers of oils and oils and oils that we're able to suck out. And that drill, it's very hard to create it, okay, and go that deep. But we have that ability because we developed it over the years from day one. And another element that helps us with that is a big part of our team are ex-Amazon employees, right? Who used to work in those departments, the FBA reimbursement department. So it kind of so it helps us with a few things. First thing, to make sure that we're always compliant in every corner and every way. We always play by the rules, terms of service. And the reason is because we're an authorized service provider on the Amazon App Store platform. Okay, Amazon vetted us, they saw what's going on. So we have a double commitment to the sellers, but also to Amazon to make sure that we're always compliant. That's very, very important, with also the private policy, the data policy. So compliancy. But the second thing is also, they kind of know what they're looking for. And once you find an issue, how to present the case, how to communicate with Amazon, in a way very similar to, you have on the seller suspension world, you have a lot of, not a lot, but a few of them are the key players are ex-Amazon employees who used to be in seller performance. So you have a little bit of an advantage because they came from that department, that world. So they have just the exact mindset that's needed because they were, so to speak, on the other side. So that helps us a lot. And passion drives us, throughout everything that we go. The mission is simple: maximize, right, the available refunds or reimbursement for the sellers, but it's focused on data. If the data says there's a negative, there's a deficiency or a discrepancy, it needs to be addressed. And that's what we do on a very high level, but we go into really low resolutions or high resolutions with the data, and it creates results. I hope it wasn't too long, the answer.
Yeah, let's finish talking about GETIDA and let's continue talking about GETIDA. All right.
Okay. Only
Yeah,
if you
you said
insist. Only
everything.
if you insist. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even let me ask questions. So
Sorry.
let's no, yeah, I forgive you. All right, so let's look at the. I think you have quite nice user friendly interface where people, Amazon sellers, can connect to your GETIDA's software and they can see certain information for free. And then when they sign up for the services, they get more features, right? So let's jump into the dashboard and let's see how and what they can use there.
You got it. So before I turn it on, so like you mentioned, to join GETIDA, it's absolutely free. It costs nothing. And once you do, you get access. You get free access to our dashboard and dashboard technology, which, by the way, we won an award for. We won the American Business Award, the Gold Award, because you're not in the darkness. By having a dashboard, you're able to see, what we're doing, the status of your account, and some more visibility on the world of reimbursements, which nobody kind of thought about it before. In a way, like nobody kind of thought about what you did early on with virtual events for Amazon sellers, or the AMZ Summit, where you created a whole mapping of all the available events. We kind of did that for the world of reimbursement. So we do share some innovation in common. But here we
Cool.
go. Let me share the screen. So this is kind of how it feels and looks like to join GETIDA and our dashboard. So once again, setting up your account with GETIDA takes 3 to 4 minutes if you know what you're doing, and you're gonna get immediate access to the dashboard. Okay, so on the top area, you're gonna be able to go down in the days. You go past 30 days, 60 days, stuff like that, and see historical data of the performance. So over here, you have an example where we opened 829 cases. Our success rate, our recovery rate was about 72%. And this is a very important indicator for us, for GETIDA. We want to make sure that every case that we open is very, very accurate. Okay, Amazon can look at it, say, oh, you're right, and everything's okay. Here's your reimbursement. We apologize, and let's move on. Okay, because we wanted to make a smooth, turnkey transaction for everybody involved. So, our success rate on a very high level statistically is over 70%. So for every 4 cases that we open, more than 3 cases should get reimbursed. And this, we're able to get about $27,000 in cash and about $647 in reimbursement, in inventory reimbursement, because there's 2 ways that Amazon can provide you a reimbursement. There's cash, which is usually the overwhelming majority of reimbursements are hard cash. Some of it are reimbursement. Let's say there's a Nike, they lost a Nike, they can give you $100 for the Nike, or they say, we also have that Nike, Amazon, so we'll give you a Nike instead. That's also a type of reimbursement. It's called inventory reimbursement, and we give you that visibility so you see. But you'll see that more than 99% of the time, it's cash. Very little times it's inventory, but they have that method. Here you can be able to see the case IDs, and you can go, you can unfold and look at it even more. And over here we have something interesting. This is a potential financial recovery. So to get this data or this information or the potential financial recovery estimate, it's free. You can sign up to GETIDA, enter the dashboard, and after a few hours or a few days, your data is going to populate and it's going to show you. We think we can get you $50, $500, $5,000, $50,000. Sky's the limit. So this is going to keep changing because more, things come in and out. So this is very important to stress out that the rules of the games are as follows. Amazon provides for most types of issues 18 months look back. So you go back 18 months and you're going to be able to get reimbursement for things that happen. But if you go 19 months, you're not going to get anything beyond 18 months. You're not going to get it. Expires. So sellers need to know there's a time element that they're chasing. And that's why this information here changes. Every day that goes by, few things expire, and then maybe a few things are becoming eligible also, because as the days go by, more things happen as well. So it's a never-ending race of what's past in the past and what's future we're trying to take care of. But also, if you're listening to this, I want you to be fully aware that you as a seller need to, a few things. First thing is when Amazon finds issues, they usually auto-reimburse you for the issues that they automatically find, which is very nice of them. But if you look closer to Amazon's TOS, terms of service, they tell you for issues that we automatically find, we're going to reimburse you. But everything else, we expect you, the seller, to audit us and let us know. And once you let us know, we're going to reimburse you. So it's up to the seller to do above and beyond to catch up all the rest. So, you know, if you see Amazon auto reimbursing you, that's great, but there's still more work to be done to get the everything else. So statistically, we see that Amazon reimburses maybe 30 to maybe 50, 55% of the issues, and all the rest is up to the seller. Now, if you, the seller, don't maximize of anything else that you're eligible, you're kind of losing twice. And why are you losing twice? The first thing you lose is your cost of goods, the money you invested into the product, right? To sell it, you invested money. And the second thing you lose is your profit, because when Amazon reimburses you, the seller, they reimburse you as if you sold that unit on Amazon, right? It's very nice of them, very generous. And most sellers, when they sell products on Amazon, they have a healthy profit. So that's why you want to shift that double negative momentum into a double positive momentum. So do what you can do on your own, and then do outreach. There's companies out there who help with this. Happens to be the GETIDA is one of them, and we'll be happy to help you. And this is kind of how it feels and looks like when we actually do. All right, so we have the rolling estimate, always goes up and down. And this is actually a quantity in quantity. So for this account, it's about almost 3,000 units, so it has an issue. Then you see past 12 months. Okay, you're gonna see you know, rolling average of how much in every month they're getting reimbursement. We can see a spike here. And I guess it was kind of issues that happened. So from the usual kind of I don't know, 3,000 a month, it spiked into almost 9,000 a month. So a lot of issues happened there, which they got a recovery for. They can see, then you can see some more type of data of types of reimbursements broken down by cost. So you see customer, for this account, a lot of customer return issues, right? So you as a seller can look at all this free data and say, oh, I have all these customer return issues in the past 12 months, not just with GETIDA reimbursements, but also it's all the reimbursements on the account. It could be GETIDA reimbursements, it could be a seller reimbursement that they did on their own, and also Amazon auto reimbursement. So all the data completely, you have it here, and you can say, listen, I have a lot of issues with customers return. Let me look into this. Why do I have all this stuff? Maybe the way I'm packaging my stuff is no good. When the customers open it, okay, you know, they get it with something, maybe it gets broken or dirty or whatever it is. So you can take all this data and say internally, operationally, what can I do to minimize these types of issues so they don't happen in the first place? So that's something you can definitely do. But then you also have most reimbursed item by quantity on the SKU level. And then you have most reimbursed by value. Okay, so this is, you know, this is SKU. So they're not always the same. You have this SKU has the most units that got affected. Okay, sorry, but actually let's see if it matches. No, it doesn't. So here you have 500 units that overall got $3,000. And actually, no, I'm wrong. See, sorry, I scrolled down all the way. Usually, I mean, this time it matches, but it doesn't always have to match because it's price points of products. Okay, that's kind of the first phase of the dashboard, to just give visibility on everything that's going on with reimbursement. But here's a very cool new tool that's it's a new release. Okay, this is what we call the pick and pack module. So there's a big issue with tracking and monitoring the fees that sellers pay for with weight and dimension fees or pick and pack fees, right? I'm an Amazon seller. I want to sell this cell phone cover. It's supposed to be less than a pound and less than 10 inches. I'm supposed to pay like $2.50 every time they pick it from the bin. They package it in a box, and then they ship it out to the consumer. That's what I'm supposed to pay. But for some reason, the information on this weight and dimensions could get distorted, right? Or changed or updated on Amazon. So now they think instead of this item being, you know, less than a pound, less than 10 inches, it's 10 pounds and it's 30 inches. So now they're charging the seller every time they pick and pack it about $10 a unit. So financially, they're overcharging $7.50 per unit. And let's say you sold 1,000 units of that item, it's $7,500 of a financial overcharge. Okay, so if you never heard of this kind of issue, this is your wake-up call. But if you want to learn how to track and monitor it, you can you know, go log into GETIDA, and you'll see your ASINs and your actual SKUs on this module here, and you're going to be able to see what this is Amazon's data. And if you have different data, you as a seller you can change the data and then click on save. But once you do that, you'll be able to clearly identify that something is you know, against you. It's not in your favor. So let's say this is supposed to be the weight and dimensions of your product. Sorry, this is what you see that Amazon's telling you: 4 inches, 3 inches, and almost an inch on the height. But you say, hey, my length is actually not 4 inches. It's actually only an inch. Or the weight is not, let's say this was 4 pounds, right? It's not 4 pounds. It's actually only a pound. The moment you see it, you can clearly identify that there's, you know, the data is against you, so that you're probably being overcharged. So you can take that ASIN or SKU right away and tell Amazon, open a case, tell Amazon to do two things. First thing is stop overcharging me, right? So going forward, you don't get overcharged, you stop the bleeding. But the second thing, you go back and say, hey, Amazon, give me a reimbursement for all the overcharges that you did in the past 90 days. I want to mention that this type of issue is limited to 90 days. Okay, other issues are limited to 18 months, which is a long time, but this specific issue is 90 days. That's why sellers need to act fast and at every quarter. So let's say you only have a few ASINs, so you can deal with it on the dashboard level. But if this account has hundreds of ASINs, right, and it's hard to deal with it, so what you can simply do is export the table, and it's going to export an Excel file with all your SKUs and all your ASINs with Amazon's data. So you can use that file, put your information, cross it, and say, hey, whenever you see there's a discrepancy that's against you, you can take action right away. So this is all free. This module and this vessel is all free. But of course, if you want our help, or you want GETIDA to come and help you actually once to run the audit, and once we catch the issues, open a case, and get you reimbursed, you just upgrade. You know, once you so this is an active dashboard, but usually when you log into GETIDA, when you're not active yet, you're going to see in the top area here like a green button that will tell you enable claim filing. So you just click that. It's going to enable us to file claims for you, and that's how you become an active client. And once again, you don't pay any fees up front. We only pay a fee, a 25% fee, if we're successful. Okay, that's how we charge our fees. So we're always motivated and incentivized to get you as much as we can. So this is the pick and pack model, as I showed. And if you click here and refer a seller, we have something cute that you can always tell your friends about it. You're going to get your own promo code, and then you're going to get $50 credit from us. So the more you invite friends and help them get help, you also save a lot of money with that as well. Another thing to mention, if you have more than one Amazon store, you know, we work with quite a few sellers who actually have a few brands. So usually every brand is on a different Amazon account. You can have one login, and you're going to be able to add new stores. Okay, just come in and add new stores, and then you're going to be able to scroll on the left side. You're going to be able to scroll between the stores. Okay, and then track and monitor everything that's going on. This module, if you're an agency watching this, it helps out. You know, so agencies, they have 10 accounts, 30 accounts, 40 accounts, and they want to help their clients audit their accounts. They go to GETIDA, they have one login, and then they can be able to track and monitor all the activity on all the other accounts that they have. And on a high level, this is the visuals, this is user experience, but this is for the, I guess, the sellers to enjoy, because most of the heavy lifting is on us. This is quite of a passive experience. You plug us and we play, but then we just give visibility, so you can kind of always pop in and say, hey, I got $27,000. You know, it's almost like checking your stock investments. You open it, you put some money in, and then every time you check this, it gets higher, hopefully, right? And for us, it usually never gets lower. But when you invest in the stock market, sometimes it goes high, sometimes it goes down. But in this case, it's over the years, it just goes up. And the mission is really, once again, to be able to go back, you know, up to 18 months and find all the types of issues that were left behind. You know, things that got lost, damaged, destroyed, simply disappeared. You know, raise it to Amazon's attentions, reconcile everything, and if you're eligible to get a reimbursement, you'll get a reimbursement, and that extra cash helps sellers and it helps them a lot. And on a high level, statistically speaking, we see that the spectrum of recovery is between 1 to 3%. So if you sell on Amazon about $1 million a year, it can range, your recovery range can be between $10,000 to $30,000. You know, that money that comes in, you use it to create more products, or invest more into your marketing, into your PPC or your branding, whatever it is, and just fuel your growth. And also it impacts the bottom line tremendously, because all that money that comes in that wasn't there before doesn't change the cost structure. There's really no cost involved into it, so the profit line just gets increased and enlarged.
All right, very interesting results. I love that it's free money for Amazon sellers. Let's make it clear that in the back end, you have real people working on opening cases. It's not automatic, right?
Yeah, not automatic at all. Just, if there's services out there tell you we're automatic, that's kind of a red flag. That's not allowed. Robotics in general on Amazon is not allowed. So it's very important that anybody that you work with, they work with the TOS, with the terms of service, and they're compliant. So yeah, as I mentioned, so we're able to actually take all this data, create a service team, physical humans that actually deal with everything, but everything that they do through the dashboard, you, the seller, are able to track and monitor. There's a lot of labor intensive work behind the scenes, but we're able to translate all of that into the dashboard. And because of that, we're able to kind of win an award, for innovation. So the sellers, it's passive. They come in and they can track and monitor, and they know we have a good handle on auditing. We can focus on sourcing, growth, generating sales, and look forward. Because essentially what we do, GETIDA, we look backwards. right? We look into the past, and something that usually most people don't want to do. They just want to, especially an entrepreneur, they want to march forward full steam. But we're able to come in, look at the past, and clean all the mess. Imagine it like you did a massive big party in your house. Nobody wants to clean the mess. They just want to go and do the next party. So that's what we do. We tell you, come party as hard as you can, as much as you can, have a good time. We'll come and clean everything up. We're going to scrub all everything. And of course, if we find money for you, we'll give it to you. If somebody left diamond earrings and golden coins, it's yours, sir. Here it is. There you go. So this is kind of a metaphor. It kind of feels and looks like, and we find it to be very useful. So of course, clients can have us do all the auditing, and they know they can sleep well at night and focus on the growth, or we do it hand in hand. They do it themselves, and once they reach their limits, we come in and we kind of clean up, and we're very, very customizable, and we work hand in hand with all types of sellers at any size and any stage, top 100 to the ones that are just getting started. The spectrum, we just work with all of them, and it's a pleasure. It's a real pleasure because we're being challenged, and we face challenges every day because these sellers are facing challenges, and our passion of solving it helps us to be able to go deeper and deeper and just help, and once it's solved, help even more sellers, as I mentioned before.
And you said that about quarter of cases, in quarter of cases, you are not getting money reimbursed from Amazon. Can you explain why? Is it a wrong calculation by algorithms, so Amazon doesn't approve this? Or?
No, so it's a very good question. So so some of the information is not visible for the sellers. So we need Amazon's ability to look into their data and kind of double check and confirm. So that's what we actually call the process of reconciling. It's not like we're saying, hey, there's your reimbursement, you owe us money, and that's it. It's not the thing. It's more like, here, we're investigating this. We have all the data possible. We can't find, the last piece of the puzzle. Look into this. So usually it works both ways. They look into this and say, oh, we couldn't find anything. Also, it looks like a real deficit, a real minus. Here's your reimbursement. Or they say, we find a little piece of element because it's like reports that nobody can really reach. Amazon has that haziness effect, and they bring it out to us so we can kind of go over it and say, okay, we see you, you're right. Let's close the case and move on. So in the reconciliation process, we try to bring to Amazon's attention the one that you can clearly see that there's an issue. All the reports available are not helping. You can't really get a real resolution. And then if there's any missing elements from there, they're going to be able to bring it. But if they're not, you're going to get the reimbursement. And it brings the results. It's, more than 70% of the time we're just accurate and successful. And the rest of the time where, Amazon is basically helping us to reconcile and give the missing information so we can say, okay, let's put it to bed. We don't really see it as a rejected claim. We see it as a part of the reconciliation that for the most part, throughout the process, you get paid, things are just, we can confirm that they're eligible. And other things we say, okay, this makes sense. By the way, once we're at that point that we make sense and they give us the information, going forward, if that information is needed, that's what we use. We use that new information as we build on. That's what we are able to keep going forward with a lot of accuracy, and we just get more and more accurate. And sometimes that information is vital, by the way, to get reimbursed later on. Because you say, hey, remember that information you gave us before? It said it's supposed to be there, but now you're saying it's not there. So it's another level or degree of discrepancy that's very hard to get to that depth, but we are able, and that's how we get able to also get more. Some sellers don't have even the beginning of the beginning to get to those resolutions. Another thing is, I think because you kind of asking before, one of the first earliest questions was, how are we able to maximize, right? So obviously the resolution or the intimacy with the data I just mentioned, but another element is because of that intimacy is that, and the fact that we have a team that's actually working, we're able to, and once we have an ability to clearly see a deficit, and we see Amazon is providing the information, but it's not really answering the question, it's not really taking care of the deficit, and they say no to the claim or they reject the claim, we're able to tell them, hey, let's reopen it, explain it to them again in a different kind of angle or a different kind of light, so so they can understand it a bit more clear. And then usually what happens is, if we reply to those types of claims, we're able to convert a rejected claim into a paid claim. So let's say you as a seller, you opened a claim a few weeks ago, a few months ago, and they rejected a bunch of claims. We're able to open it again because we can clearly see the deficit, explain to them again at different angles or different data points, and they can say, oh, now we understand, we apologize, here's your reimbursement. That's also kind of, if you like, a secret sauce. And the reason we're able to have that secret sauce is the confidence that we have in the data and the intimacy levels that we get with it. but it takes years and years of, building layers and layers of that capacity. And of course, having people from who are ex-Amazons in those departments backing us up with their experience helps a lot. So, um, it's quite a feat. It's a big feat. It's a lot of work.
All right, sounds good. And one more question. So when you open the case, how long seller needs to wait, or your people need to wait for the answer? How long does it take?
So it's a really good question for Amazon, but on a general level, on the fastest level, it can be a few minutes, a few hours when Amazon answers. For most cases, like maybe a day or two. Some rare cases, a few weeks, and some even more rare cases they never answer. By the way, I don't know if you ever experienced this with Amazon, but I always joke. I say, you can open the same exact case with Amazon, and you're gonna get 4 different results completely. You open the first case, they'll say, yes, here's your money. The second thing, they'll say, no money, no reimbursement. Third thing, they say, what do they say? I forgot the third thing. They say, oh, we need more information, right? Give me more information, we just don't understand what you want. The fourth thing, they don't answer at all, ever. They're just pending forever. So you get 4 different results, and Amazon's kind of famous for that. Let's not forget that we're on the other side. There's other people. That's why Amazon wants us to be a fair process where it's people versus people. It's not like, that's why they don't want anything automated, because they actually have people trying to understand what you want from them and helping you out. And if you use robotics and just bomb them with a lot of claims all the time, and especially if that data is incorrect or inaccurate, and they're telling you no, you're wasting their valuable time. That time they can dedicate to another seller who has real issues, and they're professional about it, and they can help them right away as soon as possible. That's kind of I guess Amazon's Amazon seller support. That's what they want. They want to be able to help as many sellers as possible as soon as possible. And our mission is just to make this whole process just smoother, simpler. Nobody has to waste time and energies, and just make it accurate. That's on a high level and on a different angle that we have in front of our eyes.
So let's say your dashboard says that there are $40,000 to be potentially reimbursed, and at the end, seller will get $30,000. How long does it take for your team to clear this out? Like, is it 1 month, 2 months work?
Okay, so it depends on a few factors. It depends on the size and the volume of the seller. Some sellers, they have very small volume, so it could take maybe a few days, maybe a week or two, a few weeks. But if you have large volume, and let's not forget, every new seller that comes into GETIDA, we're going to go back 18 months. So if you're going to go back 18 months for a large, small size of seller, small volume, it can probably going to be quicker, and it can take up to 90 days. And if it's large volume seller, we're going to go 18 months. It could take around the 90 days, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but so even if you're a large volume seller, it all depends on how many problems we find. Some sellers, they're exceptional, and also depends on the type of products that you sell. If you sell products that are made out of rubber, they don't tend to get damaged or anything like that. But if you're a seller that sells the glass cups, they tend to get damaged even more. So also depends on the profile of the product and your warehouse and Amazon's warehouses. Some warehouses are better than others with dealing with products. A lot of variables, but high level, we're going to dig back 18 months for every new account that comes in. And this first phase can take up to 90 days for us to reconcile everything, up to 90 days. And then it enters the second phase where it's really month to month. So instead of you as a seller waiting a few months or 16 months or 17 months or 18 months to fix that problem and risk, because if you don't fix that problem, you never get reimbursed, you lose that value completely. Every month that comes in, you get it as soon as possible. You take that money back, that recovery that you probably would have missed out anyways, and then take that money and let it serve you. You get that cash flow quicker, sooner. So if you're paying loans and you're paying interest, that helps. If you need a bit extra cash to develop your next product, that helps. Throw more money at marketing and your branding, it helps. So liquidity is something of extreme value in any business. But in the Amazon business, it can be even more extreme, because you, the seller, your mission is kind of simple and a very, very simplified basics, right? You want to take money, invest into products, and those products put it as soon as possible in the market, sell it with the profit, take that money and do the whole thing again and again and again and again and again as soon as possible. That's how you win, and you win big. We're just helping you with that small element where you get the money back from the market as soon as possible.
All right, so let's be transparent. Your fees are 25% from the money reimbursed. And as a special offer for the viewers, what can you offer for us?
Okay, so as you mentioned, only from the fee or the reimbursements that we source, you pay a fee. All the other reimbursements that you can do yourself for Amazon, we don't touch that. That's all yours to keep. We don't want any part of that. So the idea is that we get you something that wasn't there before and share with you. But if you need more incentive to check it out, we prepared a special offer for your audience, for OrangeKlik viewers and followers. Essentially, you're going to provide a promo code. What's the promo code again? The name, just
OrangeKlik. What's the...
OrangeKlik. To
Yeah.
make it complicated, we made it very simple. We just put OrangeKlik, and if you put it in on the promo code box once you sign up, simply you get the first $400 that we're gonna get for you in FBA reimbursements will be absolutely free. Okay, we're not gonna charge you any fees or anything like that. So the idea is very simple. You can join for free. Join for free anyways, and you can always get the information for free anyways. But if you want to taste a little bit of the service, no matter what, you're gonna have $400 extra in your pocket. So you can try us out, and if the experience is good, you feel it's a value to you, you're welcome to stay. If you got $400 and then you feel like you want to leave, that's okay as well. On a high level, our mission is to help and empower Amazon sellers as much as possible, because if we empower them and they grow and they become bigger, they're going to last for longer. And if they last for longer in this industry, we're probably going to last also longer. So we shared a same mission with the Amazon sellers, and it does magic. It helps a lot of sellers out there, I'm proud to say. For a bunch of years now. We started the company in 2015. So anybody needs a little taste, this $400 can certainly help, and I hope they do. I hope they try it.
And before we go, I wanted all the audience to see this funny clip from GETIDA. All right, so it was fun talking to you, Yoni, and yeah, everyone who wants to try GETIDA, find the links below. The coupon code is OrangeKlik, and thank you, Yoni. If someone has questions, what's the best way to contact you or your team?
Anybody at any time can visit GETIDA.com, GETIDA.com. Usually the chat box that opens up is usually attended by people, but you can always go to the contact us page, and you can send us a message. We usually respond within a few hours or a day or two. If you need me specially, on the chat or on the contact us page, say, hey, where's Yoni? I want to speak to Yoni. You'll be able to catch me. But if you need my direct email, it's YONIM, which is YONIM @GETIDA.com. Once again, beyond the money, beyond the reimbursements, we share a big experience selling on Amazon, and anybody facing challenges, they can reach out and get help as well. Our mission is to help, and anybody comes to our doorstep, we'll be happy to do so.
Thank you very much, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and one more time, if you would like to test GETIDA and see how they work, check the links below, use the coupon code OrangeKlik, and get first $400 reimbursed by GETIDA for free. And now I suggest that you watch this video where we talk about how you can get money for your Amazon business. Yeah, watch here. Are you still here?